Hello, hello, hello. I hope this is working. If everyone can let me know if the audio and everything, I think it's all working. Right. First things first, I want to apologize for anyone who saw an extra stream today, a couple of hours ago. I was trying desperately to get the Streamlabs to get the other software to work so that I could do a stream and do my screen sharing and all the clever stuff that I used to be able to do. Because I really, really wanted to do some shop helps today, some of the SEO stuff, work through some of your shops. But yeah, as you might have noticed, things didn't go so well. I deleted, re-uploaded loads of software. I tried loads of different software, and for some reason, something just decided to do a live stream without telling me. So I think you guys managed to see my dog shouting at me and stuff. So yeah, sorry for the extra live stream that I wasn't involved in. Um, excuse me, just choking myself. Oh, the important point, yes. What's my drink of today? I have been off coffee for an entire week. I am so proud of myself. I only had little headaches. I know I do this every now and again. I come off coffee and then I go back on it. But I will honestly tell you, the past few days I've slept so much better. So I'm hoping to stay off coffee. It's just a habit. But today, this is vanilla chai. And it's a bit, I'm not used to flavored teas and things. So it's a bit strong, so I've added a little bit of chocolate sugar-free syrup in it. So this is my trying to be good. Let's see how this is. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Lovely. And excuse the dishevelled hair. I was all set up and ready to go. And then Mia, who's been lying in the corner with her tummy gurgling for like the past 2 hours, suddenly decided she urgently needed out. And she didn't urgently need out. So we had a quick like run around the park. So I'm looking a little dishevelled. Anyway, right, let's get on to chatting to you guys. So what I'm gonna what I'm planning to do today, because I had to plan something that I couldn't do anything with. Is that even good English? So what I want to do is just go through and answer some of your YouTube comments, because some of the questions and stuff you've been asking on my videos have been totally awesome, but not always sort of big enough for me to do a full video. So I thought that's something nice and easy. I can answer you get any questions in the chat, and I can answer any questions, and we'll just see how we get on. But yes, it's not a very well planned out chat because I had some of these technical difficulties that I just explained. Right, I'll just pop into the chat just now. So what do we have? We have Wendy, like, high five for being awake, girl. Great job. Good to see you. So Wendy is so excited that she's awake and remembered it's Sunday. I'm with you. Seriously, it's ridiculous how often I'm like really stopping and going, what day is it? Especially being self-employed, because you don't have that, like, Friday doesn't mean what a Friday used to mean, because I'm still working all weekend. So so yes, yay, it's Sunday. So I kind of like doing this Sunday thing because I also I work. I have clients and stuff that are on certain days, but they can change around and stuff. So that muddles up my week. So I like having this. This is Sunday. I know it's Sunday, if that makes sense. Right. Sandra, hello. Hello again. I'm actually live and mean to be live. I'm not fake live. It's working. Milky Bar Kid, do I like Irn-Bru? I do like Irn-Bru. I don't, it's years since I've drunk full fat, or rather full sugar fizzy drinks. But I do, so I don't think I could take the full fat Irn-Bru, but I do like diet Irn-Bru. That's something I drink now and again, although it is loaded with caffeine, I think. So I probably won't be drinking much of that. For anyone who doesn't know, Irn-Bru is, it's Scotland's other national drink. Like, I'm gonna say, like Coca-Cola would be like you'd consider Coke and Pepsi, that kind of an American thing. It's our fizzy drink. It's orange in color. It's supposed to be a hangover cure. The regular version of it is full of sugar. It I can't even tell you what flavor it is. It's not orange. It's Iron Brew flavored, which is a difficult thing. And we're also famous for we were the first country in the world in like McDonald's that has, in your drink choices that had a different drink choice from just like your Coke and Pepsi and Fanta or whatever else. We had our national Iron Brew in McDonald's drink choices. So it is rather popular. It is nice. It's just a Coke substitute. It's fizzy. If you use the sweet one, it's sweet. It has a flavour that you can't describe, and our one's bright orange. So there you go. Sandra, my unplanned live was so funny. The dogs were so cute. I can't even, oddly enough, on the YouTube studio, I can usually check at my old live streams and delete them and stuff, but I can't even find what bit of all my playing about actually went live. But I have a feeling it was the bit where Mia decided to shout at me from what people are saying. There was a big noise outside and she decided to guard the home by shouting her lungs out. Wendy says, sounds like a Wendy thing to do. I assume that's my accidental live streaming. Wendy saying, no, she needs her coffee. I think that as well. And that's why I stop every so often, because I don't get any kind of boost. Like, I don't get any more awake from having the coffee, but I find I need so much more sleep, which makes no sense. Kathleen, hello there. Sandra, no, never dump coffee, it'll turn ugly. I survived. I'll be honest, which does worry me a little bit. On Tuesday, I think it was, there was a little niggly headache going on. So there definitely was some detoxy stuff ongoing. I was up to about 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day, which is too much. Wendy said she can only tell the day of the week by her TV shows. Yeah, I have to confess, I don't watch much TV anymore, which is totally weird. But I stream everything on the computer, which means that I would tend to binge watch a whole load of shows, a show in a whole bunch rather than have specific days. So yeah, that doesn't even help me with my day of the week. And actually, Ben just went through for a drink and something startled him. I heard the little paws tap dancing. He now looks very guilty about something. No idea what the dogs are up to. Lost track of what I was saying. Got distracted by Ben. Ben, would you like to come up? No, he's just looking at me all sheepishly. Wendy, she loves birch beer. Do you have that? I have not heard of that before. No, I'm gonna have to look that up. But tell me, is that like a fizzy bit drink thing as well? Birch beer. We have ginger beer. But that's all. All I think, yeah. Mia was going mental. Yeah, I think I know exactly when the stream. That is so typical. I was like trying for about an hour, loads of different programs, loads of different ways. I set up streams to private so that nobody else should be able to see them. So I don't know why one slipped through the net. But for about an hour, I was constantly trying to stream and none of it was working. And then there was just one like 5-minute break where Mia was barking her head off, and it looks like not only that, but my 5-minute live stream, it can't have been longer than that. Please tell me it wasn't longer than that. I hope I wasn't doing anything embarrassing. But anyway, it can't have been that long. But that is totally random that I went live accidentally and it looks like YouTube alerted so many of you that you're actually able to see my live stream that I didn't want to stream. That's so typical. LPS, hi there, how you doing? Sandra saying 4 cups of coffee a day is nothing. Oh dear, I'm worried. I thought 4 cups was quite a lot. I have to say though, oh, I see you spinning out in the chat. Is everything still live here? Everything's still working because it's not looking good on my computer. Oh no, I'm still, yeah, there's just my computer spinning out, but everything else seems to work. Okay. Wendy's guilty pleasure is reality TV. I used to be, when it first came out, we started, Big Brother was the first thing where everyone was in a house. I think everybody has their own version of Big Brother. And the first year that was amazing because it was, I don't think anyone expected it to be quite so big, and it wasn't sensational. People weren't on there expecting to become celebrities, so they weren't the larger than life characters. It was really like being a bit of a voyeur in people's lives. You know, it was so gentle and stuff. It wasn't till a couple of years in that they noticed they got all the extra views if people were like, oh, it's getting wild outside, if people were being crazy and stuff. So they didn't have the crazy personalities. They weren't setting up the house for people to fight and stuff. It was just regular people. So I enjoyed it then, but then it just got more and more crazy. I think I don't like people that much, if we're honest. Ben's scratching himself up and down the side of the sofa like a cat just now. I would show you, but I haven't hoovered. Where are we? Wendy, birch beer is just birch flavored soda. It's like root beer, but tastes a little different. Oh, I've had root beer. That's yes, if I remember correctly, that's kind of nice, but there's sort of a medicinal taste to root beer. But yeah, cool. Sandra, I just picked my nose. Just kidding. Hey, you never know. You do, when the camera's on you, you have to think about, it's like, what things do I normally do when I'm sitting just on my sofa by myself that I don't want to do on air to possibly like 100 people or something? So yeah, something to be aware of. Mum, yeah, birch beer sounds interesting. I'll have to see if we can get a hold of it. Yeah, everyone's saying I'm still here. There's something, my computer screen's froze up, but the chat's still working. And you, when I look on, let's just say software on me is not a good thing just now. John, hello there yourself. Thank you. My hair's perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I do do my best. When did, like, Real Housewives show? Oh yeah, okay, I confess I did watch some of the Real Housewives ones. Like, mainly you sit watching it like, huh? People are really like that? It has to be, although we say it's reality, it has to be acted up for the camera because no one can live their life like that. So petty. But yeah, I used to watch some of them. Yes, I'm with you there. There's some cool things. Serena loves reality shows but hates Big Brother. They all seem so fake. Yeah, I get that. Like I say, I gave up on that ages ago because the people did start to become fake. They found they got more views. Basically, if people were going to fight or start relationships or just be loud and trying to be famous. But the first season was just, just so pure. It was just normal people, and they honestly, I think they said afterwards, like, none of them really thought that anyone was going to be watching them. And I think there's other ones, like I used to see, our shows aren't exactly the same as yours, obviously. But I quite liked some of the kind of survivory ones, until people got trying to be big celebrities again. But like, dump them in a desert island trying to survive and stuff. That was cool. But then when people start to be like people that I would just love to slap, just proper annoying people, then yeah, no. Yeah, Big Brother bugs Wendy as well. Sandra, I think they're scripted. Yeah, I think that they kind of have to be. I mean, I know I've heard some of them. There was one in the UK that I've heard of. I didn't watch it at the time. I kind of wish I had, and it was like on a Scottish remote island, and they set people up there just to start their own community and do all the things. And what they did say was, although it wasn't scripted, but when the cameras would come in, they would be like, "Oh, what's happened this week? Oh, tell you what, let's," and I'm sure it's Ben Fogle. In the UK, you'll know him, and he was doing well on camera. So they'll say, "Oh, you guys did this thing, right? Let's do this, but include Ben, and let's have Ben saying this." So, um, basically, it was it was faked up. It was mocked up for the camera. The people were there doing their things, but it was faked. Wendy for the Real Housewives. It makes you think you're not a horrible person. You are so not a horrible person. John, I'm Ben McFuzzylugs on Etsy, the name of the dog that's just hidden under the chair here. Lily, happy Sunday. Hi. And Arslan, did I get that right? Hello from Pakistan. Hello, Pakistan. Awesome. Right, we have a nice crowd now. I've just got to figure out, just tweak some settings here. So, pop out chat so that I can get in and have a look at some of my questions on the YouTubes as well. Oh, I just did a thing. Yes, here's a word to the wise. Don't mess around with your computer screen and stuff when you're live, because it just doesn't work. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Anyway, seems to be working. Chat's popped out so I can see you while I do other things on my screen. And let's go into my comments. Like I say, we'll just go through the comments. This is just going to be a nice, easy live stream for today, because I am stressed after trying to set things up nicely so that I could look at all your shops and give some help. But anyway, right. T-Series should be banned. You've been suspended for kicking a door in and hacking into your school computers. Don't do stuff like that. If that's really the truth and you did that, yeah, don't do that stuff. Getting suspended, not good. I know it sounds cool at the time, but yeah, don't. Sandra, just watch the Brexit drama at the moment. Such a reality show. Oh, you're not wrong. I have a feeling actually the rest of the world knows about Brexit as well. I think it's been on the news everywhere. But for those that don't, let's briefly political. Our government decided to please a few people with strong opinions by holding a vote on whether we should stay in the European Union or not. And they did that because they were absolutely sure that they would win the vote and everyone would say, no, it's okay, we'll stay. But slightly voted that people slightly voted in a majority that they wanted to leave, and it's such a slight amount. But the problem is, right, my political chat, the problem is with democracy as we have it, with a question like this of yes and no, you've got staying in the European Union and you've got completely coming out, and these are two like poles, two sides, but there's a sliding scale in between that's saying coming out but keeping all these kind of things, or coming out and having nothing, staying in but with little changes. So it meant you had to polarize stuff. So basically the amount of people that actually when they voted will have meant just come out, everything's terrible, we're all on our own, we're a wonderful island all by ourselves. That's a small proportion of what everyone else voted for. So kind of, yeah, okay, I'll say our government didn't have a chance at all of making good negotiations, because there's no good standpoint, because the things that we want contradict each other and are completely impossible. But they have made the most spectacular mess of things. It's worse than I could have ever thought. And I'm laughing, but yeah, it's crazy. It's bonkers. GGG, did I say that? That's cool. New viewer from Canada, 100 sales deep on Etsy, but still looking to improve. Congratulations on 100 sales. Um, that is awesome. That is like way ahead of majority sellers, so you know what you're doing, definitely. But yeah, you're um totally right to keep wanting to improve. 100's great. Now for 500, now for 1,000, and I'm coming up on 1,000 this year, but we have to keep improving all the time, else that then we end up being the people on the forums going, what's happened, my big successful shop's crashed, and it crashes because we don't keep trying to improve. So yay, awesome, and good to have you. Sandra wants us to stay. Sandra, I you guys here are fairly sensible. I don't think anyone's going to go mad at me. I want to stay as well. I think the European Union isn't the most perfect thing in the world, but it's certainly it's a good thing for us all to be together. Um, Pretty much. So I hope we stay, but secret little thing, there's different things happening in Scotland, so it's difficult. The best thing I think for the country as a whole is for us to stay, but I kind of would like Scotland to be independent and hopefully in Europe, but may or may not happen, so it would be better for all of us together if we stayed. Trying not to be too political. This is not a political channel, and this is not even a mainly Scottish channel. So, Lily, thank you. Great Brexit recap. Um, oh, Wendy was trying to link to my shop and missed the Brexit talk. Well, Wendy, thank you so much. Yeah, it's just crazy anyway. Gigi, been on Etsy for a couple of years, and even in the time you've been there've been so many changes. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing, is there are changes and there have to be changes. So we have to keep up with them because Google changes, what shoppers like change, software changes, everything changes. So, and oh, I know it sucks. Like, I remember the first time I thought I'd got it, I knew what I was doing with my Etsy shop. Everything was absolutely awesome. I was kicking along absolutely fine. I thought I was doing great. And then literally, it feels like rug pulled. They make a change. You're like, that's it, I'm quitting. But now you've just learned, you've just got to keep with the flow, find out what the changes are, but don't immediately. I mean, some people, every time there's a change or they think there's a change, they'll say, oh, I've changed 1,000 listings in my shop today. Don't do that. Change the ones that aren't working. The speeding turtle is also in Canada. Hey there. Sandra's shop is stalling a bit. Ooh, hope it gets better soon. Yeah, I do too. Sandra, I think, oh, it's this time of year, I find like you get October, November, December, January, and then from now until October, unless you're a wedding supply shop, but from now until October, it's like low, and it varies. Like one March might be a bit higher, and then the April will be a bit lower. It really varies, and I think it depends on the economy and the exchange rate for all of us as well, especially if we get quite a lot of orders from America. It depends on the exchange rate. But I hope it picks up. I am hearing in the forums there are slightly more than usual people complaining about things being quiet. I don't think it's anything Etsy have changed. I have some exciting news about Etsy stuff that I'll have to tell you later once I've got permission to tell you all. But it does mean that I'm going to be more involved, more working in learning about what Etsy's doing. So I'll have better info to share with you all. But at the minute in time, I don't believe that Etsy's made any massive changes. They've certainly not shared anything yet, and they're still talking about the ultimate guide to Etsy SEO. So I think any changes are in the global market as a whole rather than Etsy itself. Um, Gigi's in Calgary. Yes, Gigi saying it's a super slow month as well. I'm uploading a new listing every day to try and get a bit more attention. Awesome, good strategy. That's really cool. But yeah, I think, see, I can't comment because, as most of you know, last month a crazy thing happened. I still have over 30 live orders waiting waiting for me, which is terrifying. So I put my production time to 2 months. So I expect my sales to have dropped. So this is the problem, is I can't say what the market's doing as a whole. I can't say the wonderful things I've been doing because I'm as close to having closed my shop at the minute in time as possible. So, but I hope things pick up. But yeah, I think roughly we kind of can't rely on sales at this time of year. Things are just fairly rubbish. Most people aren't shopping, but it's, well, UK Mother's Day is just coming up, but I think America, I think most of the rest of the world has Mother's Day at the same time as America. And that is just close to where that's going to be starting trending. So if you can do things for Mother's Day, that's a thing to be doing. It's just jumping on what's going to be up and coming and try and catch that. Um, doo-doo-doo. Oh, Gigi does crochet, so not natural products for summer. Yeah, absolutely. Although there are things things that would work. But yeah, in general, things like knitwear and crochet and stuff is obviously going to be more winter. Although Etsy's a global market, it's still going to be more for the Northern Hemisphere. The trends do follow the Northern Hemisphere more. But there are crochet things that people do get. That there was a shop. Oh, I don't know if everybody saw this. I can't share it. I've got to be careful with my language, else YouTube will shout at me. But there was a shop of crocheted bikinis that was getting a lot of attention online. Um, yeah, and it was more to do with the model and how she was modeling the bikinis that were more suited for an adult website than Etsy. But I have to say, as a strategy to go viral, that shop was shared a lot. But sorry, um the whole thinking of crochet bikinis just popped that into my head. But anyway, so I think people are searching for crochet. That had a wee peak about a month ago. Sorry, totally sidetracked there. Um, oh, Wendy made an accidental sale, just the one. That's not accidental. It's just the start. But I know it's tough, especially when you get started, Wendy. But your work is awesome and leaps and bounds. That rabbit, if everyone, I can't share things just now, but Wendy made an awesome rabbit in a little kind of shades of purple three-piece suit. Very good. So your eye for detail is fantastic, but I know your work's big. It takes time to create, so it's difficult to build your shop up to the level that's going to start getting those kind of sales. But you will have faith in you, Wendy, because your work is awesome. Uh, Gigi has the odd listing that does well all year round, like cat butt coasters. Awesome. uh, don't try and push it as hard. Try and get a vacation before I hit next holiday season. Yeah, awesome. That's the right way round. I think we all need to be able to take a breather from being self-employed. And it's kind of worse when you're not getting sales. You can really be working super hard and getting nothing, and working super hard all year round. So yeah, you do have to take it easy, and it's good to know to not push things and when to push things. But I've got to see these cat butt coasters. I'm visualizing. Is it the way you've crocheted it that it's got a butthole? Did I just say that out loud? Anyway, that sounds fun. Um, Gigi, you know the type of shop I'm talking about. Yeah, not my gig either. I don't think I'm the kind of model for that kind of thing easy either. Sandra, see you later, but good to see you. You have a good evening. Wendy, crochet to crochet bags, that's a good one. Especially I know in the UK, I think it's happening more and more elsewhere. They're trying to cut down on the plastic bags, so they want people to take reusable bags. And I know like the kind of crocheted shopping bags getting super popular, especially if you can eco theme them, crochet them with some kind of eco type theme. They are super popular. Oh, and it's your rabbit that sold and he's headed to Canada. Awesome. Well, I'm not surprised at all. He was fantastic. I I doubt you got as much money for the work as he should have got because he was fantastic. But that there you go. Level of detail, he was fantastic. He was so cute. Um, right where I'm lost. Um, GG, the summer's time to do my online stuff, like re-update my Etsy. Yeah, cool. And links GF crochet. Cool. Um, Wolf, is it? What? Oh, Wi-Fi, not Wolf. Wi-Fi Zona. Hello and hugs from Brazil. Hello. I think you're my first Brazil. Oh, Wendy. Yeah, good. Cool. The crochet bags for the beach as well. Never thought of that. That's cool. Um, what do you think about concrete pots? Concrete pots. Trying to think. You'll have to explain like planters, outside planter type things. I think they're awesome. If that's what you mean. Trying to think if that could be anything else. I'm thinking in my head some kind of rustic cooking pot made out of concrete, but I don't think that's the case. But concrete plant pots and things, yeah, they can be really cool. Um, Gigi's swapping faces, awesome. Gina Farley crochet. Hello, hello in your other. Yeah, and planters, cool. Yeah, I think it's really good. That the only problem with them is like shipping would be not impossible, but shipping would be fairly difficult. So I would. Yeah, Gina's saying the same thing. Concrete pots sound horrible to ship. I think they're really good, like in local like craft fairs. They could be good if you can look them about, and if you can get into garden centers. Yeah, I shipping they could. I can see them being kind of easy to break or to break the postman, so they might be difficult that way. But yeah, I love planters, especially like good decoration and stuff. There's loads you can do with that. Yeah, that's cool. So if you can, right, Gina's got it perfectly. If you can solve the shipping problem, if you can ship them at a reasonable price and safely, I mean, I suppose like planters don't have to be massive, and people sell like clay bowls and pots and things. So that's similar kind of shipping problems. So yeah, I think it is sensible size if you have something if there's something different that people can't get in their local garden centre. Handmade is different already. um cool designs, fun themes, nice painting on them, and the shipping isn't horrific, then I think that could do well. Yee. Oh, Jean, awesome idea. If you're doing concrete pots, make molds and sell the molds. That is a genius idea. There you go. Brilliant. Thank you, guys. So always good in the chat. Oh, but silicon's expensive in Brazil. Oh, that sucks. Um, yeah. Oh, 3D printer would be so cool. I I think they're yeah. If you could sell 3D printer, do we call them patterns? Files? What do you call? But yeah, if you could sell 3D printer files, I think patterns. I'm thinking too crafty. 3D printer files for cool things like that. That sounds pretty cool. Yay! And you could make printer things for people to print and yeah, and shipping's done away with entirely. I think 3D printers are so clever. I want one. I say I want one. I have no room and I don't have the time because I believe they're very much not as simple as just your normal printer. You have to learn how to work them, figure out the speeds you work them under, temperatures, all sorts of things. But there's one that just so it's like proper the future. And it's a kind of laser one, and rather than extruding the filament to make up the shape in layers, the laser shoots into this liquid, and where the laser hit, it hardens, so it kind of comes out of the polymer liquid stuff like something out of the Terminator. Awesome. But they're very expensive and very difficult. Anyway, my tea's gone cold now. Right, anyway, I did say I was going to be looking at the questions, so I'll have just a quick look. I'm not going to go too in depth at these, but just quick things that I've answered in the chat, but in the comments on my channel, but I just want to pull them up here because not big enough for a whole video, but it's good for the chat here. So we have someone. Hey Pam, I found a keyword with less than 1,000 competition and above 300 searches per month according to EatsyRank. Is that a good competition metric to work on? So I would say if you've got something like that, 1,000 of a competition is a fairly low competition, and 300 searches per month, that is some search volume. It's pretty cool. It's probably better than quite a lot of my things. So that is definitely what you're looking for. Low competition, reasonable search volume. So anyone who finds things like that, it's much better. You could see something that's got 50,000 competition and 2,000 search volume per month, but you've got no chance of getting ranked. 1,000 of a competition, I bet you about 75% of them are going to be bad competition. They're going to be bad optimized for a keyword. So yeah, that's exactly what you want. So that sounds cool. Oh, I have to share something here. Yes, awesome. So another message I had, copy. There we go. HMJ by Christina Engel. I will put up the link just now. I got a lovely message saying she was enjoying, she's working on getting her Etsy shop more traffic, but she has a wee blog that she mentioned my channel in, and it's a really cool artistic blog. She's been posting every day for a wee while and stuff. I've just had a wee look through her blog, but if you guys want to check her out, hang on, let's see. Checking the chat again. Brazil is at an economic crisis, so I'm looking forward to the international market. I think, yeah, that is totally the way to go. I know I mentioned Brexit before. Britain is possibly about to put itself into some financial terribleness for a few years. So I feel the same. I'm super happy to be working for an international market. So there's a chance of, I hate to say it, but it's like if the pound crashes, if we do terrible, then my sales might be good because my items will look cheap. But it's going to be a nightmare shipping in my wool from elsewhere. But yeah, and I'm sorry to hear that Brazil's not doing good just now. But yes, whatever you can manage for hitting an international market is good. I will say if you're not already using Etsy, everyone here will tell you as well, it's not the easiest to get started. You're pushing this giant snowball up the hill. It's hard work. You're building customer base, you're getting ranking power, you're getting the SEO, and then eventually you get to the top of the hill and it gets a little easier. You're never guaranteed. You have to keep working. So if you really, really desperately need money, I would be looking at having a job as well for quite a while. But yeah, I think international market is a way to go. Gina wants a laser cutter machine to cut your own tags and stuff. Awesome. I know my mum's got, because I've heard her swear quite a lot. It's not a laser cutter, but she's got the scan and cut machine, which is so clever. It basically cuts out all different. You can program it to cut all sorts of shapes and things and stuff. It's a printer that cuts. That's what I can say. But it's not laser. It's got a blade. But I know it's super awesome. But that's also why I'm sort of, when I'm going about the printer, I'm going how much, you know, the 3D printer. I'm doing the hand thing again. The 3D printer. I know how much work mums had to do trying to get that to work, because I think it's all these things are so clever. But you have to think, you know, what thickness of paper are we using here? What other special settings? It's a lot more hands-on for us than just like a regular printer. But yeah, laser cutter machine sounds awesome. But you have zero time and space to play with it properly. Yep, absolutely. Oh, L Diamond, that's sweet. Let's put you in a little timeout there. Uh, right. Where did we get to? Oh, John Hulk, I think that's right, made a great point with my latest video looking for an example, how I make an example listing, especially with all the new tag rules and everything. I know I've done some previously, but that is an awesome comment on how to make a listing using the advice that I'm giving. So I will be adding more hands-on, more this is what I'm doing, this is how I do it. We'll be doing way more of that. Yeah, so really good tips. Oh, awesome. Yes, awesome comment here. One thing I don't understand is that competitors repeat keywords in titles and keywords, and they're all up at the top of the listings for major keywords, and they have long titles. None of them has a short title. So this is talking about sort of the ranking power, saying although Etsy's been mentioning short titles, and my tests have been saying short titles, or basically anything. If you're trying to do the good SEO and then you look at the people that are up at the top of the listings and you're like, why are these people ranking so highly? Their SEO is terrible. And the quite simple thing is SEO, the things you do with your tags and your titles and everything is only a part of the puzzle. It's the part that us little guys have control over. But if someone's a big shop, if they've got a great sales history, if they've got a lot of people coming from other places, if you know the shop has a great customer score, like great feedback, all these things, then it's easier for them to rank. And simply, you know, if that item's been selling and relisting lots and lots and lots, kind of doesn't matter if your SEO is only there to tell Etsy, this is what I think the item is. And Etsy puts it out there. And if your item does well, then Etsy will keep putting it out there. But if your item doesn't do well, then it will go, nah, you had your chance. So the people on the front page might not have the best SEO, but what they have, what the search engine is wanting to do is to put out to the buyers, put out to the searchers, the things that are most likely to be purchased. So if that's a good item that from past history Etsy believes it's more likely to sell, or even, I mean, it's specific to you. So if you've been looking at your competitors, that can skew what Etsy shows, because it'd be like, oh, this person must really love this shop because they've been looking at it lots, and you've been snooping at it lots, you're not looking to buy. So that might be skewing the results as well. But if you're going through places like eRank and searching, then they're not taking your personal history into account, but it's still Etsy's going, I think this item's more likely to sell. So your SEO is good to help you, but it's not guaranteeing anything. There we go. Chat. Zona, you are most welcome. Glad if we can all help. Gina, be happy to learn lots of new stuff. Oh, cool. Jean, can you solicit to review products? In other words, write reviews for the manufacturer because you have thousands of followers. Some manufacturers will send you products. Yeah, that's I'm trying to think of the word. I was going to say affiliate. It can, yeah. If someone's a social media influencer, if you've built up a following of people that follow you, then people do send you things. And I get it occasionally. What I always do, if I get sent anything, I'll let you know if I'm getting sent anything. But also at the same time, some companies will send you something on the proviso that you give them a good review. But no, if anyone's sending me stuff, then I give an honest review. But we've had, as you guys know, some of the lives we did, the wonderful people at the Makers sent me the Fox kit to actually do on a live, so made that clear. But I was being honest with it, that's the thing. I'll tell the truth about it. Like, well, I did the last Fox kit we did, the one from Aldi. I paid for that myself for like £3. But if I don't like something, I'll tell you I don't like something. But yes, that is something. And that is why I say on a lot of my videos, I'm saying don't just rely on Etsy, or don't just rely on the thing that you're doing. You can, if you're a big deal, if you're an expert in your field, if you've been making the thing that you've been making for so long, then you can absolutely branch out and do, like, you can do reviews of the things that you find. And for the first while, until you build an audience, you can do the reviews of the things that you've purchased. And if your reviews are liked and a lot of people see them, I mean, I say reviews, you could run it in a blog, you could do it on your Facebook page, you could do videos like this, anything you feel comfortable with. And then eventually, once you start building traction, then companies will start sending you things to review. So yeah, that's something you can totally do. It's what we call social media influencer. I think places like Instagram are good for that now as well. I mean, people do make some serious money on Instagram because companies will sponsor them to mention their products. So yeah, all these things happen. It's a brave new world of advertising now. It totally makes sense, because if you follow someone, you know, talk about needle felters because I'm a needle felter. But if you're following a few needle felters, some people have a similar style to you and some people have a different style to you. So it's like, I know when you're watching Serafina, and I haven't got my hands on her fiber, but people have told me it is that good. But when you watch her felting stuff and it felts up in seconds, and then she says, here's this stuff. Now it's hers that she sells, but if she had it from a different company, if she felted it up and goes, wow, look at how good this is, 2,000 people are going to buy that in the next 10 minutes, because you're going to go, right, I can see her style, I can see how she's doing it, I want that stuff. So it makes sense. It's like micro influencers. Rather than the adverts on the telly, you're getting very specific adverts based on the people that you follow. I don't know if that makes sense. Gina has to go. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been awesome. It's been great chatting with you. Right, I hope that made sense to you guys. Right, checking my comments. Oh, Pat, a nice one in my tags. This is all my tags video comments, but Patty, who's an array artist, I don't know if I said that right, which is a wonderful instrument if you haven't checked her out. But she doesn't sell on Etsy, but she watched my tags video, and as she said, she asked, is this the same for tags on YouTube? And very similar, because a lot of the stuff that I'll learn something on YouTube about how to rank my videos, how to do better on YouTube, and then I'll experiment. I'll go, does this work on Etsy? Does this work on Google? And the other way around, if something's been working on Etsy, I'll test it on YouTube. So a lot of the things are very similar. A lot of Etsy is moving more in line to how how search works on Google as well. I'm finding that very much. So it's not identical, but it's very similar because they're trying to answer kind of similar questions. So Google Shopping search is going to be similar to Etsy, and it will get more so as time goes on because it's answering the same question. Um, any more questions? Oh, I had Lounge Blogger asking about international taxis for international sales. So I just wanted to point out I can't answer individual legal things for different countries because I barely know the legal things in my own country. I'm not a legal expert. But for those of you who aren't selling on Etsy yet and are a bit worried to make the plunge, you're responsible for your taxes in your own country. I think Etsy help a bit in America. They send you your tax code or something, I think, if someone can let me know if that's true. But some of the international sales, like I know selling digital art in Europe, in the EU, there's some kind of taxes on that. And Etsy just charges the customer extra, collects them, and deals with all that. But we don't have to deal with that. So that's awesome. So if anyone's worried about things like that. Question. Oh, ASO asking, trying to do a cat's face no matter how many times it never looks good. I think, I think all those I think any artistic person who's tried to do cats will probably agree. Cats are hard. Cats are really difficult to do. I think I'm getting better. I was so excited. If those of you haven't seen on Tuesday, I made my cat's head, another cat's head video, and I was so excited how well the cat's head was going. It looked fantastic. Right up until I put the fur on, and then I just wasn't happy with it at all. But I still put the video out because I think my not being perfect, I'm not even close to perfect, but I think my kind of fails or my process hopefully is helpful as well. I hope so. Um, oh, we had someone asking, they've had a shop since December and only made one sale. Made a light box to take pictures. It's a shop that sells jewelry, and they're thinking about quitting because they've spent money to only make one sale. And for anyone else in the same boat, like Wendy, here we go. But yeah, firstly, don't anyone spend lots of money on setting up your shop. But it's tough. I think Mum will tell you. I think Mum's first shop was a good 6 months to make her first sale. My shop, I was 2 or 3 months to make my first sale. And I have to admit, in the first year, my first sales were most of it was a bit cheaty. Firstly, the first thing that went was a little cat that I'd made, and I put it up for sale for like £5. I sold it for nothing just to get a sale pretty much. And then I did what it was, I was just getting near at that point and I wanted to raise money for the rescue that she came from. So what I was doing was a raffle that you could buy a ticket and the winner would get a sculpture from me. I discovered that you can't do raffles on Etsy, so quite a lot of my first listings were illegal, were naughty listings. I didn't know that at the time. And then I went on to I made just a collage of pictures of dogs that had come from the rescue, sort of when they were in the pound and when they were out in their new home. So I did that instead of the raffle. I just said, if you can buy this, then it goes to help. So, and because I was sending them the collage, they were getting something, so that was allowed. So actually, in the first year, the majority of my sales weren't needle felted things; they were different things. So I would say in my first year, I made very few sales. In my second year, I made a little bit more. In my third year, I did okay. And then Etsy changed the search, and I had 3 or 4 years of practically selling nothing. So that 4 or 5 or 6 years of fairly terrible. So don't get disheartened. I did rubbish. Oh, Mum's saying it was over a year before our first sale. There you go. That shows you. But second shop, you definitely. I think you had a sale within the first couple of months. Even I know you had a sale very quickly. So yeah, it gets easier once you learn what you're doing a little bit better. But yeah, don't get disheartened. Let's see if there was. I think. I think that's most of the questions. Oh no, here was a lovely one. Yes, I want to. Danish Girl 82. Love this name. She'd watched my needle felting dragon video, the armature level. I like this question, so we'll do this, and then if you've got more questions, but I'll probably finish about then. Wanted to make a 10-inch tall owl with wings spread out, but it's her first big animal and the first wings spread out. Do you think the wings can support the weight if I make them like the dragon? I thought this was an awesome question because a big owl with its wings spread out, it's unlikely that wire that's flexible enough to be able to bend is going to be able to hold that. What I've seen, a lot of clay artists that do like dragons and birds and things, what they'll do is before they bake the clay, they'll make the armature with the wings out, but then they'll sort of take a piece of wire between the two wings to hold it up, put the clay on, sculpt it like that, and then bake it and then cut the wire so they are supported. So as felters, what I thought, see what you guys think, you could set the wings like that and then brace them, hold them up by taking a piece of like fishing wire between 2 points at the wing so that they're still getting held up a bit. And my other thought, and if you guys have any thoughts on how to do this as well, my other thought was to take the wings a little bit when you're making the armature, almost make it sort of like a tree. So you have you have 2 or 3 bits of wire, wrap them together. I bet you Lily could help us with this. Wrap them together and have the ends. So you've got like the wing, the bit of the armature is kind of the arm, where it comes into the shoulder. The ends of the tree roots come out and you can attach them sort of in a few different places on the armature so they're kind of holding themselves. That was another idea I had. But yeah, if you guys want to let me know, especially I know when people are felting like birds and they felt in the individual feathers, that could get super heavy if you want them spread out. That was just my thinking. If you guys let me know what you think. I'm saying think an awful lot there. You know what I mean. Oh yeah, Mum's saying yes, her second shop's much better. Right guys, I think same thing again. I think that's just about it for a chat. I will, as usual, give you a couple of minutes if there's any quick questions you want to have or say goodbye to everybody. It's been awesome having you all here. It's been a lovely chat. Great to see Wendy out of her bed. Sorry, I can't help that. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. This has been good fun. I'm glad the chat kind of worked. Like I say, I've got some interesting news for you guys coming up soon, hopefully. Hopefully, I think this week I should have the third promoted listings, how to use your data to updo your promoted listings. I should have that out. I've got some needle felted projects in my head, but I haven't quite figured them out. Oh, I didn't do the. Oh, I can't. I was going to show you what things I've been felting, but I've just taken all the finished ones upstairs to photograph. So you've got a body. I've got a body. Anyone want to guess what breed of dog this is going to be? You were terribly wrong with Yeti and all thought it was going to be a German Shepherd. Lily, thank you. And again, if anyone hasn't checked out Lily Tree's work, you need to, but she knows about twisted wire. She's saying twisted wire seems to stay more flexible than the equivalent diameter of single wire. Awesome, as long as it's not overwork hardened. Yep, that's hopefully something I won't be getting into with armature. I'm aware from a science point of view about work hardening, but yeah. So cool, that's good to know. So twisted wire would stay more flexible. Cool, that's interesting. Jen, oh, good question. Is it better to start your prices low than raise them slowly to get the price you need? A bit of both. I did start with my prices low. What I would say, um, most often, especially on Etsy, you're generally not getting sales because your prices are too high. Not getting sales because you're just not being seen because, and this is the vicious circle, you're not being seen because you're not making that many sales. So it's hard to get started, if that makes sense. Um, if you put your, what I would say is have your prices, think to yourself what a sort of range of the prices you would need, and start on the low end, but while you're still making enough that you can make some more of these. You're still getting your raw materials back, you're still getting paid a bit for your time. And let's be honest, for most of us crafters, when we start out, we're probably not making minimum wage. I know I definitely wasn't making minimum wage. I think I'm making an hourly wage now. Um, but start at something that you can manage on, that means you're not working for total strangers for absolute peanuts. But yeah, I would start a little bit lower. And what I've done is work on the SEO, work on the things, and when your sales start to build up, basically what I've done is every time I've sold so much I've freaked myself out, I've put my prices up a bit. Um, I can't say really that slowed down my sales. What I find is the sales dipped slightly, but the revenue increased. So overall, I was doing less work for more money. So that was cool. But yeah, start on the lower end of what you need. And then as you're building up, you can increase the prices slightly. But you definitely don't want to go too low, because also what you can do, if you've still got a bit of wiggle room, start with your prices at the low end, but you're still able to sometimes offer a sale if needs be. And the other thing, if you go too low, I got if you get a wholesale order, like I've said before, I got the gallery that wanted like 35 of my listings. They wanted them in 2 weeks or something. 35 of my items, not listings. So I had to make them. And the price they were looking for was a wholesale price, which in my case, I think was 40% less than usual, but usual wholesale is about 50% less. So if you're ever wanting a shop to take on a lot of your items, they're going to want them for significantly less. So don't go too low, just low enough. Okay, I hope that made sense, guys. It's been fun hanging out. I hope everyone had an awesome week. And if you have any questions or anything through the week, feel free to drop them in at YouTube. I try and answer everything. But yeah, thank you all so much. You guys are great, and I'll see you next time.